I learned at an early age that being overweight was not a good thing. You know, life was not good for overweight people. And then when I was about 18, I had lost quite a bit of weight. I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I had lost weight, and I felt really good, and I liked that feeling a lot. First time I was thin, and gained the weight back, and I thought, you know, gosh, I liked being thin, you know, I want to get back to that point, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I was over at my grandmother's house, opened up the newspaper, and an Ann Landers article. There was an article about a girl who wrote into Ann Landers and talked about how she lost weight through putting her hand down her throat and vomiting, and I thought, wow, that kind of sounds like a good idea. So I'd go over to my grandmother's house and make cookies, and I remember I thought, well, I'm going to try it. So I ate a whole bunch of cookie dough and went into her bathroom, threw it up, and I thought, this is great. I went over to my girlfriend's house, told her about it, told her to try it. You know, I mean, I was like thinking I had something going on here, you know? And my girlfriend is like, this is so disgusting, and she couldn't do it, but I kept doing it. When I wake up, my immediate thought is food. How am I going to get through my day either not eating or, you know, depending on the day, how can I go until like 3 o'clock without eating? So, you know, a lot of my mind energy is consumed on, you know, what can I do, you know, how can I keep myself busy to get through this until 3 o'clock when I allow myself to eat. And then if I'm practicing my binging and purging, especially at work, since I work at a restaurant and I have all of this opportunity for food, once I start on the food, it's like I don't have time for customers. I'm so engrossed in the food that all I want to do is hurry up and get, you know, my shift over with so I can, you know, finish my food, get home, and purge. The food, I want it so bad. But once I have it, I have no control over it. It's like the food has total control over me. And it's just coming at me, and I really feel that I cannot stop it. And so then I've lost control. Control to me is not binging, that's control. And I've lost control once I start that binge. Okay, this was a binge last Friday, and it consisted of a loaf of bread and butter. It has to be real butter. A big plate, big dinner plate of now this is food from work, so this is, I'm describing the food that was available to me at that time. A big plate of scrambled eggs and hash browns. I mean a big plate. And a loaf of bread and butter, a pound of butter, not you know, a couple dabs. I like a lot of butter on my bread, a ton of butter on my bread. In fact, people at work, they don't know I have an eating disorder, but if I'm in that mode and they see me, they'll go, oh my gosh, how can you eat that much butter on a teeny piece of bread? So, I mean, it's an unusual amount that people take notice of it. About 8 pieces of French toast, about 4 muffins, about 5 danishes, and then by that time I'm kind of feeling a little bit sick, but at the end of a binge I like to end it with chocolate or sweets. After I purge, I feel, well, I feel like, oh, thank God I could get this all out. That, I mean, that's a big concern for me, that I can't get all of my food out. And then I start thinking, well, I know some of the food has stayed in me, and so I try and figure out how much has stayed in me. So then I can kind of figure out how much I can eat the rest of the day. A lot of women I have talked to, either it becomes easier to purge, or it becomes harder. And for me, it's harder. Every time I do it, it gets harder the next time. So I can't, right now, I can't anymore just stick my hand down my throat. I have to take plastic bags and insert them. I like hold on to them and pray to God that they don't go down, stick plastic bags in my throat and make myself gag that way. I've tried the antidepressants, I've tried acupuncture. Therapy was probably the best thing for me. That really, really helped me out a lot. I've done OA, I've gone to OA meetings, I've done support groups. My sister brought me this, I can't remember the name of it. It's a magazine about natural medicine, and there was an article about eating disorders. I went to the store, I bought all of the pills. I did these pills for a while. I think I have tried every article that gives you a suggestion. I have tried it. I've journaled. I've taken walks in the beautiful forest to get my mind off of these things. I've tried it. I think I've tried everything that I can come up with. And I would say the thing that has worked for me is therapy and really just doing some real inner work on myself. My personal goal is to never vomit again. The side effects that have come out of this are that my teeth are basically rotted. And I feel extremely ashamed of myself for that. I have bad problems like burning sensations because of the vomit. It's like taken some of this, I don't know, the inner of my esophagus. I know there's something going on there. I haven't had it checked out, but I know there's something going on there. Just not, and it took obviously my self-esteem. I had none, but every time I do it, it like puts me down again, and I feel really bad about myself. And I've gotten to a point where I try not to get on myself about that, because I went for a really long stretch and I was really, really proud of myself. And then some things happened and I got back into it. And so now, it's like you just keep, you get, what is it? You fall off your horse and you jump right back on. And that's my attitude about it. But the eventual goal is no, I don't want to purge anymore. It's a struggle every single day. Not one day can I honestly say that I have had just carefree, easy-go-lucky kind of thing going on. But that is my eventual goal, and I will get there.